Hey, this is Pastor Kory over here at Morristown Methodist Church here in Morristown, Indiana. Yeah, it's a great place to worship, to connect with people, people who are walking in life and doing life together. As our mission, our vision of who we are is connecting our community to Jesus. And what does that look like in their everyday life? How do we do so? And we've been walking through the last few weeks on gratitude and generosity as our series, and it definitely has challenged me in many ways. And I know as an individual, I, I think we make mistakes and say things and do things, so it's hard. It's hard, but what do you learn from it? What do you learn from the gratitude and the grit? You grit and bear it. I have many people that tell me all the time, hey, when you go through life's and situations, just put your big boy britches, tighten your bootstraps, and suck it up. And it makes sense in the midst of life and in the season we're in as we're hitting here near to Thanksgiving. And, one thing for us as a church, I'm excited about, we're having a pitch-in this Sunday after church. And not only that, it's so exciting that my family has made roots here. We've been in Morristown now a year celebrating, worshiping, walking with the people here at Morristown Methodist Church, and then gaining connections and building relationships with people outside the church. And there's great things in this last year that have taken place, that I've watched and I've seen. But again, this Sunday, we have that pitch-in. But not only that, our conference superintendent, Scott Patterson, will be here, and he'll be with us. So it's great to gather, especially with leaders, and then we're just going to worship and fellowship together. But today we're going to jump right into 365 essential questions of the Bible. But again, I want to invite you, your friends, your neighbor, your loved one, the person on the street. I don't really care who it is. Just say, hey, there's this guy. He's kind of interesting. Or there's this church. Check them out. We worship on Sunday mornings. We have 9:30 coffee and donut hour. At 10:30, we have worship in the fellowship. From the fellowship hall to the sanctuary. We'd love to see you, your friends, your neighbor, your loved one. So let's get right into it. Forsaking strange vanities. Jeremiah 8:19 out of the KJV. It says, why have they provoked me to anger with their graven images and with strange vanities? Jeremiah faithfully delivered God's message of warning to Judea for decades, and yet there's no record of even one person responding with a change of heart. His heart broke for his people. Since my people are crushed, I am crushed. I am mourned and horror grips me. Jeremiah 8:21. God's question here echoes the heart cry. The heart cry. It echoes that. It's less about the anger itself than the heartbreak of their infidelity. The phrase strange vanities is evocative. Evocative. You know what I mean? It refers to the people's idols, but it also suggests the emptiness of any effort to worship anything other than God. The Hebrew word for vanity means vapor or breath, something that lasts only for a moment. All things you think will give you pleasure, an instant of it's gone. It's in your mind, whatever looms in your mind until it comes and goes. Leaves you only with a hollow echo. You long for something lasting, the eternity God has put inside of you, or what may look at Ecclesiastes 3:11, and only He can fulfill it. So your sin causes the disconnect, which you sometimes feel, not any unfaithfulness on God's part. Any emptiness you experience is a call to come back to Him. Think of what you know to be true of God: His goodness, faithfulness, mercies, steadfastness, patience, love, sovereignty, and let knowledge replace misleading feelings. He is always willing to hear you and hear your confessions, to forgive you when you ask, and to take your need to heart. And I think that's where we need to be in today, is take it to heart. You know, when we've made a situation, a mountain over a molehill, or whatever it is, I'm guilty of it too. We have to give it to God. Say, please take this. Ask for forgiveness to where you need to, and just move on. Just move past it. But hey, we'd love to invite you, your friends, your neighbor this Sunday for worship. Coffee and donuts is 9:30. Worship is 10:30. Our conference superintendent will be here with us. And I'm excited to see what God has in store for us as a church in the weeks and months and days to come. Hey, again, may you and yours be blessed.